Hello, everybody, and welcome to Merely Surviving to Successful Thriving with Jennifer and Diane. We are here recording our first season um, episode, I believe, 8 right about now of our podcast for Merely Surviving to Successful Thriving. Our main goal is to just help other people to feel that they have worth and to feel that they can do things way more than they think they can. And remember, you can find us on anywhere that you listen to your podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all those. So we're on Alexa too, and you can always find us there. And today we really didn't go over and fine tune a topic to talk about it. So we're just kind of letting go today and talking about whatever comes up. We were thinking about the holidays, how we fare and how we take care of ourselves in the holidays and things that could come up. What do you think, Jen? I mean, like there's all kinds of topics that could even arise out of the holidays themselves. This is the week between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of people are off. Traffic is pretty low. You know, I don't know if well, for me in New Jersey, I'm so used to sitting in traffic in the morning going to a gym that I belong to that's kind of far from where I live. So it's taken me no time at all to get there right now, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, for me, definitely the holidays is a little different this year since, like I said, we just got to Florida in December and we were alone this year, me and Paige. But you know what? We had some good times together, peaceful. And uh, unfortunately, on Christmas Eve, my husband decided to try and ruin Christmas for us anyway, even from 958 miles away by drunk calling us. And,
Hmm.
I have him blocked, so he was emailing me. And this went on until like 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, and it just ensures like what a good decision I made to get out of that because
Hmm.
it brought back a lot of memories of so many holidays ruined.
Hmm.
And, uh, I mean, for years it was scary. And then that brings up like another topic that I was thinking about. Like, roles are roles in certain things. Like, I lived a very sick life for a lot of years, and my role was to try and keep everything together. Uh, Try not to make daddy mad so he doesn't freak out, or try not to get in an argument with him so that he doesn't go out drinking. And I had no control over that stuff. And yet, in my mind, for so many years, I was playing this role that it was ridiculous and it was very sick. And God, just like looking back at it and being here, knowing that when he was calling on the phone, there was no way that he could walk to my house and kick my door in.
Hmm.
There was a
Hmm.
feeling of safety.
Hmm.
And then, you know what? I was able to like not react at night and wait until the next day, wait until like Christmas at night to send a message back on email letting him know how unacceptable this is. Like, I'm not putting up with this anymore. This is done. You have no control over us anymore. You're not going to intimidate us. You're not going to scare us. And, just to be able to say that and not have to be in any kind of fear, that's a
Hmm.
beautiful thing. And,
Hmm.
of course, I missed my mom and my son, but I got to see them on FaceTime, and I figured
Hmm.
by next year it was just too new this Christmas to have anybody here and
Hmm.
traveling and stuff. So I'm hoping next year I can get my family out here and have Christmas out here. And then last
Yeah.
night, you know, me and my daughter, we just do fun things together. We went downtown to Old St. Augustine last night to see the Night of Lights, which I've been there before, but I just wanted to do it again. It was a pretty nice night out, and I put pictures up on Facebook, and it just doesn't even do any justice to how beautiful it is. We were
Yeah.
talking a little bit about this stuff too. Like I said, I have to get used to it around here because things are going at a much slower pace. Like even in the car, I'm driving. People don't jump off the line at a red light. And I normally I would probably beep like, "What are you doing? What are you waiting for?" And I have to sit back and think about it for a minute. I'm like, I'm not even in a rush to go anywhere. What does it matter if somebody's not jumping off the line right away, or it takes me one extra minute to get somewhere? So I said, it's actually good for me to try and get myself relaxed and get down this the way that things are over
Mhm.
here. And I look around and I'm like, I'm looking at palm trees. I sent you a picture tonight. Like we were just at the shopping center and the sun was setting, and you
Mm.
just see this orange and yellow and palm trees in the background, and it's absolutely breathtaking. I'm gonna embrace this and this peace
Mhm.
that I have here, and be excited about this new future I have here. I just
Mhm.
feel like so lucky to be on this journey right now, and after nonsense that he would pull on Christmas Eve, and how selfish to do that, and to do that to my daughter. It's just ugh.
Mhm.
I'm so happy that I got far
Ugh.
away from that. Yeah, it's ugh. I don't even know how another way to describe it. And then we were laughing about this kind of stuff too, like our roles. So most of my people in my life, I have very strong, independent people in my life, and people that are very supportive of me. But I do have a few people that are like, "Oh, you're not getting back out there yet," and that's another thing. I'm just like, ugh. Right now, I like my life the way it is. I'm getting to know myself, self-care, taking care of myself, deepening my relationship with my daughter, focusing on what's important. And I don't have to feel bad that I don't have a man in my life right now, because that does not complete me. If anything, that was like
Fuck Jerry Maguire.
yeah.
Ah, fuck him.
If anything, that was like
Ah.
carrying a fucking gorilla on my back for like how many years? Like an
Oh god.
oh, I'm telling you, like it just I don't even know how I did it for as many years as I did it,
Yeah.
but it's like a weight has been lifted off of me.
Yeah.
I'm happy, I'm peaceful. Uh, you know, I don't have stress all the time
Yeah.
and worry. My fear is like gone. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to live in fear anymore, and it's just I don't know if anybody's out there that's like afraid to do something different, or some people are like, "Oh, I can't believe you just picked up and moved out of state." It was, I didn't even put a super amount of thought into it. I was just like, so many people told me that I couldn't do something, and I was like, "Watch me. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
it, and I'm doing it by December 1st." And, with my knee surgery, everybody's like, impossible, and it's going to get cold, and it's right before the holidays. What if there's a snowstorm? Like all these negative, what if this, what if that? Like, I don't even care. I'm out. I'm going, and I'm done. And here I am,
Yep.
loving it, loving it. And tomorrow I'm going to the beach because it's going to be in the 70s and nice and sunny. So,
Mm. Bitch, no.
now I know.
um,
I know if you
so
would come here, you could just like come with me.
yeah, well, we're trying to figure out when in January
Yeah,
how we can do it.
yeah.
But like you were talking, and I was thinking, that's the characteristics, like we're all in New Jersey, so we're all hustle, 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 hustle. But also for you and for a lot of us women, we have the characteristics of, I was in that horrible alcoholic relationship too in the past, and I had to like double up all my efforts to get things done around the house, and double up all my efforts to make sure the kids were happy, and double up, and I always made sure this was done at a certain time and this was done at a certain time, so he wouldn't blow, and nothing would happen, so those are all characteristics of somebody on edge trying to make everything right all the time, because
Yep.
you're compensating for the other person who's not doing it, or who the scary one, or the one that isn't available to any of the kids, you know what I mean? Or they're abusive or just not available even. So you double up your efforts to make sure that the kids have what they need emotionally so that they don't, you just try your best not to make them feel so that they don't feel scared and traumatized or upset by the behavior of the person. And then now you're in this really sunny, beautiful, relaxed atmosphere, and it's like, what do you do now? Like now what? I got nothing to react to, you know. And there's this song, and it just reminds me. Oh, it was. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't remember the name of the singer, but it's called "If There's a God Out There," and she sings "If There's a God Out There," and then the song is about just this woman who lives in this household where the dad was like really abusive and the mom was, you know what I mean, and she's hiding behind the couch and shit. Like I don't know, like it, and I just when I heard that song for the first time, I think their name's like Mary Kate something or something. I don't even know. It's just some unknown girl, and I heard it. I think maybe at a retreat or something, and she sang about just hiding, and ducking and doing this and going after men and like then she gets old and then her son, and she has a baby or she meets goes out with men and she gets pregnant and has this baby and that baby turns out to be her lifelong buddy and savior really in the end. And she's 99 years old in her hospital bed. And at the end, he's holding her hand and he was asking, she was saying, there is a God out there. She wasn't asking anymore. And she was telling him that there is a God out there. So it's like, it's just unbelievable what we go through as women. Like we have to keep it all together. No one else has to do that. We have to keep the emotions and everybody in check. No one else has to do that but us. You know what I mean? And like that bothers me because I mean, like it's good that we are like that because we are more emotional beings than men are. But it's just important to have them for everybody. I feel like the kids need it. Everyone needs emotional support, and it's just a characteristic of the wife of an alcoholic or an abusive relationship that you just have to smooth everything over and keep everything together and make sure everybody's happy because something else is going to happen. And it's just terrible because you kind of can't be your true self, can't be who you really are, and the kids can't be who they really are because they're afraid. Like it affects the whole family when someone is like that.
Oh,
They
you know
don't.
what?
Yeah,
I want to say something before I forget. Like this is
yeah.
a
Go ahead.
perfect example of this stuff that I'm talking about. Like Paige has a beautiful room here. We put up little fairy lights and the ivy hanging down. So she hasn't even been talking to her father much. They just started talking after 7 months. So she shows him her room and how proud she was of her room and how she decorated it. What does he say? What are you cluttering up your room with all this shit on the wall for?
Mm, yep.
Really?
Yeah.
And then the next thing, Christmas Eve. She says, "Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about starting to look for a job here." The kid's 14 years old. You can get working papers at 14. You can only work a couple hours a week. But I think, like, wow, impressive that she wants to do that, that she has some goals for herself, that she wants to buy a car. And he was like, "Where would you look?" And she was like, "I don't know. McDonald's is close by." And he was like, "You should really set your sights a little higher than that." I'm like, she's 14. My
Mm,
point is, you know, he's always had something negative to say. Or if your report card came home with a B plus, why wasn't it an A? It's like always an insult or like
mm-hmm.
putting somebody down. And that's just how he always was. And he always said it was to make everybody better because he wants the kids to be better than him. But there was never any kind of emotional love and support. And that is like another thing that I am taking my daughter away from. She could be who she wants to be. I'm proud of her. I want her to be a strong, independent woman. I don't ever want her to get sucked into some bullshit like I was sucked into for so many years, having to accept behaviors that are unacceptable. What kind of
Mm,
example is that? So that's why I said, like, these little things I do. I put those bar stools together. I hate doing shit like that, but I did it. That I put my patio furniture together. I did that. I just want to show her that I can be strong by myself. I don't need a man in my life to do these things. I also want that to be a strong message that I finally got rid of this person because he's abusive and he's no good for us and we deserve better.
mhm,
And he actually texts her the day after Christmas, like not until at night, and says, "Oh, I'm sorry that I called you so late at night." And you know what? I'm proud of her. She wrote back, "No, you know what? You're not sorry because if you were sorry, you would have never done it." And of course, he hasn't written back since then because that's what he does. Like, just let some time go by so that people can forget. And oop, I was drunk that night. You know what? Sick of your excuses. Grow up, grow the fuck up, be a man. you know
yeah,
but he's
yeah.
53 years old. I don't see it happening. So, but I just want her to know that she's better than that, and I'm super proud of her for standing her ground and not putting up with that shit anymore. But me being a good example for that for her and a source of
Mhm,
strength, because that's what I want for her. And I
mhm,
do not want her to accept any kind of behavior that's not appropriate. Same thing with the bullying at school. She was getting bullied at school, and the school is doing absolutely nothing about it. And I don't know if I shared this before that on Thanksgiving, it was only like the week before I went down to the police station to try and get some things done because the school wasn't taking care of it. And I said, "What has to happen? Does my daughter have to commit suicide before this shit stops?" Because people were telling her to kill herself. Thanksgiving, one of the kids in the school committed suicide after being bullied so
mm.
severely. And
That's
it's
awful.
just like so despicable to me. And I don't know what the school's doing about it now, but I am so happy that she's going to be starting someplace else and we can make a fresh start for
Mhm,
ourselves in more than just one way. Because kids
mhm,
been through so much. So,
mhm.
we're just blessed to even be here. But that was
That's
just the
awesome.
point that I wanted to bring up. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, bullying is a big thing in the schools. Like they think that they have somebody that's in charge of it now, like a specialist, an anti-bullying specialist. That's bullshit.
It is.
Like they can't seem to find the middle ground. There's a lot that you can't control. You don't know the little quiet secrets that the girls are saying behind closed doors in the locker rooms and stuff like that. But you know the ones. You know the ones. There are they have a history in the classroom when they're not paying attention, they're laughing when they're supposed to be paying. You know the ones. Like you could set them straight from the beginning
Hmm.
because you know if they're not doing this here, you know they're doing other stuff outside this classroom. Like you have to, I don't know. They feel like you know the ones that are going to be like that. You just know, and so a lot more could be done about it before it even starts to happen. Like a kid has the tendency to laugh at people or make fun of people because they even do it with the teacher when the teacher's trying to teach them something. You can see it. I can see zone right in on somebody that I know they're going to be a problem from the beginning,
I
and
know.
they're
You know
not.
what?
They're not doing that.
I know. I think of that too. And I'm like, what kind of parents? Parents need to be more involved with their children and to get on a
Mhm.
personal level with their kids and guide them. I made it very simple with my kids. Treat people the way you would like to be treated. So simple. I just try to raise them to be like good human beings,
Mhm.
kind human beings. Just like when kids are shooting up schools, how do you not know your kid's getting ready to do something like that? That
Mhm.
blows my mind. Like,
Mhm.
you would think that somebody would have an idea that there's something going on with this kid. Like that shit just doesn't happen that some happy kid wakes up in the morning and goes and does something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
I think these schools and the parents need to get off their ass and do something about it.
Yeah.
It's just
Hmm.
not right.
Yeah, there has to be like intervention, like before, like when a child is overly depressed or angry,
Yeah.
or they sleep too much, or they're going out and they're not coming home, or like there's all the signs that lead to thing. Like how many times are we going to turn our heads the other way and act like nothing's happening?
Yeah.
How many times? Like sweep it under the rug, it's not happening. Like,
Like how
and then
they
it just
decorate their
leads up.
room.
Yeah.
How they decorate their room. What kind of
Mhm.
music are they listening to? How are they
Yeah.
dressing? What kind of makeup are they wearing? Are they
Mhm.
isolating? I mean, like, there's so many things that you can pick
Yeah.
up on. How do you
Yeah.
not, and
What
I
kind of
always
other kids are they hanging out with?
hanging around with. Exactly. Uh,
Yeah.
People are just not present anymore. Sad.
Yeah. It is. Like where are they going at night? Like say they're like 16, go on 17 or whatever, but they don't drive. Who are they
Yeah.
hanging out with? How long are they out with them? What kind of people are they? Are they doing any kind of substances, drugs? Are they
Yeah.
smoking? Are they with guys? Are they with girls? You know what I mean? You don't know. Like I think it's our job to find that crap out and try to
Exactly.
deal with it. You know, but it's just really sad what's going on in this world. There's just so many kids. I mean, I had a lot of it happening in the schools that I was in. They were awful. It was awful. You know, and like, and that's why I'm always the one now. Like I'm always sitting in a room full of people. I always sit near the one that nobody's really sitting by.
Hmm.
Or like I'll talk to the person that's not really outspoken, or like making, like, it's just fun and games, like, oh, ha, ha, la, you know what I mean? That's I because they're the person that's really the most important, and they need somebody to sit next to,
Yeah.
or and I don't know. So you're right. It's like it's a scary world out there, but there are certain school districts in certain areas and certain people that are better than others. Like I know that there are certain townships and everything that are better than others. Like ours is pretty good. I mean, I happen to see like it is pretty good, but it still happens. There are
Yeah.
many times that it happens. But if you say that there's been a bullying incident, they're right on it. They're like immediately right on it,
Yeah.
and so that's good. That really helps. But as far as like, so we can go on and on about that. Like all my kids are out of school now, so that I don't have to worry about that part.
Yeah.
They're all out. They're all doing their own thing. My youngest one's at home. She's just looking to see what she's gonna do next. And they're doing pretty good for the most part. I
Yeah.
didn't screw. I didn't totally screw them up. My friend used to say that, we're going to screw up our kids. Let's just face it. In some way or another, we're going to screw them up. Not everybody's perfect.
Yep.
I'm like, all right, okay. Like, no, nobody does it perfectly. You know, it's just funny. And then, like, the only other thing I was going to talk about is how we got through the holidays. How, like you told me, like, you had a nice, peaceful one. And
Hmm.
so did I. We had a nice, peaceful one because my
Yay.
daughters were all here. One of them had her boyfriend here. They weren't here all day, and they went about their ways, after. So, like, they're here about half a day, but we had the whole morning and the night before, you know what I mean? Opening up gifts and doing our thing. And
Yeah.
that was the best. That was the best ever. And it was just nice. We just had a fun time just doing that. It wasn't like this kind of Christmas where the kids were young and we had to put everything under the tree in the middle of the freaking night. I'm like, you guys know there ain't no Santa, so here you go. You know what I mean? Like, and then like we have all these funny things that we put on the labels. Like we'll say this one's from Santa, this one's from Jesus, this one's from Mom, this one's from Dad. You know what I mean? We say
Yeah.
all that. Like this is from Jesus. Oh my goodness. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is from who? Oh my God. Like it's just really funny. So that was a good day. It was a good day, but I have to tell you, every holiday, every year, for some reason, when it's over, I'm happy because it's stressful. Like, you have to make sure you got enough for everybody. You didn't overdo it for one, not the other. Like that, like you looking at dollar signs. Oh, we spent this much on this one. Oh, I got to spend that much on that one. They don't even know how much everything is.
Yeah.
We really would have screwed up this year then because we didn't get my daughter her computer when she graduated, so we got it for Christmas. So she like succeeded everybody. Like she had way more dollar signs than the other ones did because we didn't.
Yeah.
We just added that gift in there, a good
Yeah.
$700-800 computer. You know what I mean? Like so, she needed it, and now she finally has a good one that she can
That's
use.
good. Yep.
So we weren't even looked at like I'm like that don't count. That doesn't count. We're not counting that
Yeah.
into the dollar figure for Christmas because if you do that, it's terrible. Like everybody, oh no, I spent more on this than on this. I got to go out and get. No, it's just kind of an even amount for everybody.
Yep.
We give them most of everything that they ask for, but not everything they ask for. I mean, when I grew up, I got one small thing, like small, like maybe underwear or something, or socks, and then one medium thing and one big thing. And that big thing really only consisted of, like maybe back then, I don't know, a stereo, a cassette player, or something. That's the big thing. That's the huge thing, which probably was about $60 or $80. You know what I mean at the
Yeah.
time. And then one medium thing, which might have been clothes or, an outfit or a thing that I wanted for my bedroom or whatever, decor thing, and then the small thing was like socks or underwear. So like we each got three.
Yeah.
That was it. We lived in South Edison, New Jersey. My father worked for the railroad. He had a good job. Our house cost $22,000. They told us the house cost $22,000.
Wow. Yeah.
$22,000. And so like we didn't get crazy spoiled like that. They were raising three kids, and then, you know what I mean. But that's what it was, and I didn't really think of it as we were poor, we were uh, deprived in any way. I thought that was a pretty balanced way of doing it. Each kid gets one big gift that they wanted, and then the medium one, and the small one. That's not that bad. And we didn't do stocking
Yeah.
stuffers. So every year, I'm always having to remind myself to do stocking stuffers. Oh no, I got to go out and get stocking. Even to this day, I have to remind myself to get stocking stuffers because we never did that growing up. Not that they didn't, we just didn't do it. We had stockings, but we didn't stuff them, you know?
Yeah.
They were just like decoration. It wasn't to put anything in. So anyway, it was a really good holiday. I'm glad it's over. It is between Christmas and New Year's. I may be going out with some friends on New Year's Eve, which I never do. And I'm going to be glad when that's over because then I'm going to want to get back to the nitty gritty and work on my nutrition, keep it on track. I'm doing okay now, but sometimes I'll let myself go a little bit because of the holidays. I want to get everything in line for me
Yeah.
and the girls and everything, and do everything that I need to do. And then we have a long winter ahead of us still, so we'll be coming to see you probably a lot sooner than you think. So I
Yeah.
need some sun. Definitely need some sun because our winters are just ridiculously long. It goes from the end of November until like the end of April. That's a long time. January, February, March, April, because don't kid yourself. Spring isn't bullshit. April is cold as hell. It's cold, and sometimes May is even cold, So it's literally 5 to 6 months of deep, dark, cold weather. And dark, and there's like darkness all around. That's what I don't like. It's just that it's too long. I could see. I don't mind it sometimes. You get through the holidays. Oh, it's like la 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 la. And then once that's over, I'm like, I'm done. It's over, you know. So
I'll
we'll
never
have to.
miss winter. Done with it.
It's just too long. It's just too long. It's too drawn out. And then, like I know next year they're doing away with the fall back, spring ahead, like I think for all global. I don't think they're doing that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's a
Yep.
help.
Yeah.
But like the holidays are good. Family can be tough at times, you know, but we did pretty good. It's just on a whole new level right now. I have that party. I have a party every year. We have that Christmas ornament, white elephant swap thing. I don't even know what to
Yeah.
call it, but we have such a blast with that. That's what gets my Christmas going. I like that. It's because it's with Christmas ornaments, and you can do it any time of the year and do it with regular gifts, but it's just fun. So that's about it. What are you thinking? That it? You have any more to add, or?
Yeah, no, not really. I had a great time
Yeah.
for the holiday. It's nice and
Hmm.
peaceful. I think I needed
Yeah.
it. I needed a peaceful
Yeah.
break. That
Yeah.
was part of Paige's gift. I took her to Universal for a couple days. And I think the
Mhm.
kids are way too spoiled now because, Christmas morning, I didn't have much for her. I had like one
Mhm.
bag of gifts. And I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, I got you an iPhone 14 a couple weeks
Mhm.
ago. It like
Mhm.
took you to Universal. What else is there? And every time
Yeah.
we go to the mall, it's like she wants a sweatshirt. I'm like, okay, I bought it. She needs this. I bought her clothes for school.
Mhm.
The kid doesn't need
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
And
it's
it's not.
Jesus' birthday anyway.
It's
That's what this
yeah.
is all about.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's
Yeah.
about. It's about the light of the world coming to show us.
Amen.
So, yeah. And like once they understand that, then like gifts are just gifts. They're just like, sure, yeah, we give each other some gifts. It's just gotten too overrated. It's gotten too friggin' commercial.
Yeah.
Too like you got to get all this. You got to get like it's just crazy. If we gave
Oh,
our
I
kids
know.
everything they wanted every year, oh my goodness,
It's ridiculous.
no, you just couldn't. You just can't do it. But anyway, so I guess that's about it. If that's good with you, we just kind of
It's
let it
good with
all
me.
hang out today. I like letting it all hang out sometimes. So enjoy your New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Stay safe, stay warm, and
Yep.
have fun and be content. And we love you, and we'll see you next week. Happy New
All
Year.
right. Happy New Year.